So since this is a Christmas present, even though today is like what, September 21st, we're like 3 months away, I thought I'd dress for the occasion. Anyways, so here's the items you need to make Ghormeh Sabzi. This is limoa money. Well, of course, I got some of this stuff from my mom, so it's not an original packaging. It's basically dried limes that we use in Ghormeh Sabzi. So in case I have 3 for this. Pepper, we normally use black pepper, or you can just use your, ground black pepper. This is the powder for limoa money that, my mom gave me. It doesn't give it too much sourness as much as the actual limes do. But if you cannot find the whole ones, these will do. This is fenugreek. You're gonna need about like a tablespoon of this for this amount. It makes the food, if you put too much of this, it makes it bitter tasting. That's what's wrong with a lot of restaurants. They put like random herbs. And then turmeric, of course, you're gonna need about 2 teaspoons of turmeric. The items are other stuff. I did 2 onions, you chop them up. Then we do 2 cups of pinto beans. A lot of places do red beans, kidney beans. My mom does pinto beans. I soak them overnight. It's cooking back here. And then the other thing is the sabzi itself, which is the herbs. All you need is parsley and green onions. Now, I make a lot because it's for like, 4 or 5 of us, and then we freeze some. For us, the sabzi I got like 6 things of parsley and then 6 things of green onions. Out of the 6, I only use 3 of the whole green onions, and the other 3 and I'm talking bunches, of course. The other 3, you just put the green parts of the onion, otherwise it turns out too sweet. I've already prepped that before a month ago. It's in the freezer, so I kind of cheated on that.
Step 1, you soak your pinto beans overnight if you're using real beans. You could also use canned, but it's better to use real beans. And then the day that you want to cook it, you soak your rice with some salt after you've rinsed it a few times. Then you start cutting up your onions.
All right, so at this point, your onions are like this. We're gonna add the meat. What we're using is gonna be some lamb with bones in it, but you can also use like chuck roast, like, beef. But we had this, so we're gonna use this.
For today, we sauteed 2 large onions.
All right, so we've added the meat. Like I said, we're using lamb today. A couple of them have bones in them. That's fine. And then we're gonna add turmeric. Now, I don't measure these things. I'll just pour it in. But let's say like, I don't know, 2 teaspoons maybe worth. And then you're gonna add some pepper. I just use ground black pepper. You season the meat and the onions, probably another teaspoon or 2, maybe 2, right? That was more like 2. And then we're just gonna saute the meat now. I lowered it. I'm gonna put it a little bit higher, and now we're gonna just give it a little mixy mix and saute the meat. All right, so here we had 2 onions. Sauteed the onion first, and we added the meat. We are sauteing the meat with about 2 teaspoons of turmeric and 2 teaspoons of pepper. We do black pepper. I don't know if that matters or not. And then it's been sauteing for a good amount of like probably 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go get some water, get my water ready, and I'm just gonna add water to this until it's covered. Probably, I'll measure it, probably about 3 cups of water to cover this, because it's just gonna let the meat cook. All right, so I'm gonna add, I forgot, a little bit of salt as well to your taste. Maybe half a teaspoon, maybe 1 teaspoon, I don't know. And then I have strained my pinto beans. Now, some places do red beans, some places, this is what my mom uses, so that's what I use. That was about 2 cups of beans, and then I'm gonna add water to this. This is 3 cups, which is clearly not enough. So I'm gonna add another 2 cups, so 5 cups of water total. All right, so I'm gonna add 2 more cups of water. Nope, I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna add, oh, sorry about that. Okay, so I think what, total 7 cups of water actually, for all the beans. And so this was about, like I said, 2 cups of beans, the meat, turmeric, and I'm gonna let this get to a boil. And after it gets to a boil, I will let it simmer for probably about an hour, and then we'll get back to it. All right, so I want to check. It's been about like 30 minutes. This has been cooking. I'm just going to check. I'm going to add a little bit more water to it because, you know, as it boils, it goes down a little bit. And I want this stuff to be covered. I'm going to put it back on high so it gets back to boil. And then I'll lower it again and let it boil for another, like I said, I cook it about an hour and a half before you add the other stuff to it. All right, so this has been cooking. The beans, the meat, and all that good stuff been cooking for an hour and a half, and now I'm gonna add my sabzi to this, which, like I said, I cheated. It's frozen. I'm gonna add all of this if I can get it out of here. There. You may have to stop filming, help me with this. All right, so now we broke this, so I'm gonna add the sabzi to this, and which is the frozen part. Let that defrost, get down. I put it back on high because, you know. And then now I'm gonna add the fenugreek, which I told you is very strong. I'm gonna do just like this much, so what, half a tablespoon. Hopefully it's not too much. I'm gonna cover it so that sabzi starts to hot the dogs. Yeah. All right, so now that the sabzi is boiling, and then the limu amoni, which is whole dried limes. Be careful, but you're pretty much gonna poke holes in it. Not too big of a holes because the seeds can come out and it's painful if you chew on it. By painful, I mean like taste painful. I'm gonna make like 5. Don't stab yourself. You can use a fork, just anything, just so that you can get the flavors in. This guy already has a big hole. He's good. I'm not gonna, you know, just a little bit. For this amount, I'm gonna put 3. Gives it the sourness. If you want more sour, you can add more of this. You can add the powder. You can also always add lime juice at the end if you want it to be more sour. Okay, lower this back. I drop these in. And get in. I still have big pieces defrosting, so. All right, now it's 12:19. I'm pretty much gonna that's it. You're just gonna now let this sit and cook for probably, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 hours. But I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So we're just gonna let this sit here and simmer for probably 3 to 4 hours. All right, so it's 3:06. It's been about 3 hours since this has been boiling. You guys need to check on it. It might need water. You just want it to have a slow simmer like this. It should be cooking like that for about 3 hours. Do you see how it kind of like the oils separate the top? That's how you know it's done. Then some of the oil from the meat and everything else, the mixture, you know, it doesn't look like a soup anymore. That's how it's done. And like I said, this was cooking about 3 hours. I also had to add some more water. I don't know. I want to say we ended up adding 3 more cups of water as it kept boiling down. And then I also pulled these out about 30 minutes ago because as they cook, you see how, like, you know, they're soft. Be careful because the seeds, like I said, they're super bitter. I pulled them out. And then I squished them, and then I, you know, pulled the seeds out. And and trash them. I liked it a little bit more sour, so I added a little bit more. This I don't think was enough for this. I added a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice, whichever one you have on hand. But yeah, that's how you make it, and it's all done. So we're gonna serve it up, and wish you guys were here to eat. And we got our rice going over here in our rice cooker, and yep, that's pretty much it. All right, so here we got Mark the elf. He's about to flip the rice from the rice cooker. So festive. Can you say hi, little elf? Hello. Oh, God.
Ooh. 3, 2, 1. And the moment of truth. Ooh. Beautiful Teddy.
Oh God, the steam got into the video and messed. Hi, Tina, pretty girl. The steam messed up the. There you go. And here's our rice. All right, and here's our finished product. We get some rice, we get some of the crispy rice on the side. And then, give me the spoon. We put some Ghormeh Sabzi on top of, some people like to put Ghormeh Sabzi on top of their crispy rice, but
and they're crazy.
Yeah, that defeats the point of crispy rice. And bon appetit! And here we serve it with some red onions.
So after 3 people had lunch on this is how much there is left. That makes a lot of food. So you guys may want to cut the recipe in half, which does make it easier.